These are the dried kelp knots I soaked. They smell very fishy, so I need to wash them several more times. It feels okay now. I'll let it soak for a while longer. This is the 6th gin of yellow cow shank I bought. It costs 170 Chinese yuan, which is approximately 23.443 US dollars. This is the 4 gin of beef with tendons and muscles I bought. It cost 106 Chinese yuan, which is approximately 14.6174 US dollars. This pot is a bit small, but it will spread out after it thaws. So it doesn't matter. Just give it a little bit of space and it'll be okay. Cut a little ginger. Put in a little cooking wine. Put in a little cooking wine. These are the cow shanks. They have thawed and spread out. And those on the side are the beef with tendons and muscles. Pouring water over it can make some of the exposed parts cook faster. I think this can prevent the moisture inside the meat from being lost. The blanching is almost done. In this way, you can scrub the pot with chopsticks, and your hands don't need to get wet. Add some oil, add a little scallion, turn the heat down to low and slowly simmer to bring out the flavors of the ingredients. Bay leaves. If there isn't any, you don't have to put it in. Cinnamon bark. Dried Sichuan pepper. Dried chili pepper. Add a little salt. Take out the scallions and throw them away. Add a little hot pot base. Add some water. Add some soy sauce. It's mainly for coloring. Add a packet of marinating spice bag. Put on the lid and cook for 2 hours. Some small pieces of tendons and miscellaneous meat don't need to be cooked for that long. If they are cooked for too long, they will dissolve, so you need to fish them out first. Put a little soup over it. It's cooked when the chopsticks can be easily inserted into it. Put on the lid or cover it with cling film, or even use a plate to prevent the loss of moisture. Cut the tendons and miscellaneous meat. Turn off the heat after cooking for 2 hours and let it soak for 2 hours. Cut the beef shank. You should cut against the grain of the muscle. In this way, it won't get stuck in your teeth easily when you eat it. I'm living in the house rented by my boss. This is the landlord's knife, and it's very dull. I haven't been able to find a whetstone. I tried to sharpen the knife by rubbing it against the bottom of the plate a few times, and it seemed to be somewhat effective. Put it back into the pot and let it soak. In order to make the packaging easier, pour back the tendons and miscellaneous meat that were taken out before. About the amount of protein equivalent to a fistful is sufficient for each meal. When I eat, I will also add some soy products. So actually, I should wrap meat in the amount of half a fistful, but I still wrapped a lot because I really like eating it. Blanch the kelp knots for 2 to 3 minutes. The water is boiling. Pour the kelp knots in. It's almost done. Pour out the water, add some soup, and soak the kelp knots. The soup has solidified and there isn't enough of it. Take out the marinade packet, add some water, and boil it. These solidified soups can be collected for future use. Note that only the remaining soup from meat dishes is suitable for this. The shelf life of the soup from vegetable dishes is very short and it cannot be reused. This step is optional. I just want to clean the tools and, incidentally, retain the grease. I divided the beef into approximately 25 portions. Actually, for some of these portions, I can make them last for 2 meals. Try to lay the kelp knots flat so that they won't freeze into a big clump. Although the soup in which the kelp knots have been soaked doesn't have a long shelf life and can't be used for marinating beef next time, I can use it to cook noodles tomorrow.